where is the trophy?
No, where might the trophy be?
The trophy is where it belongs. The trophy is with its owner.
Okay.
The ultimate champion of champions.
All right, guys, let us know down in the comments below who your pick for the wild card is. Give them something awful. Let us know down in the comments below, and we'll be back next week starting with the actual debates. It's gonna be fun. We're doing Movie Wars again, guys. Yay! Somebody else get their name on the cup. Hey, everybody, welcome back to some more exciting first round action of Captain Wars. This go-round, over here to my right, Christina has Jean-Luc Picard of Star Trek fame. Casey, you're on my left. You've got Captain Shakespeare from the film Stardust.
I do.
Title sequence, go! Okay, so, Casey, this is your first time. Are you nervous?
Ooh, yeah, I got a little butterfly thing going on here.
Little butterfly thing going on down there. Great. Christina, maybe you can take advantage of that. We got 2 minutes for opening arguments. We got 1 minute each for rebuttal, and then we're going to have some free-form discussion. And when I'm tired of listening to you guys yell at each other, I'll put it into it. Clear?
That sounds great.
All right.
Lovely. All right. So there's a coin. Theoretically, you're going first, Christina.
Oh my gosh.
You got 2 minutes starting right now. Ready? Go.
There are perhaps more popular, more charismatic, perhaps more colorful captains in this tournament, but Captain Picard is the quintessential captain, the most captain-like captain, I believe, in this entire bracket. I mean, look at just his vitals. He commands the flagship of Starfleet, the crown jewel of the Federation's fleet. He's held that post for over 15 years, which is a pretty big deal, given that, like, how often some of his co-workers have been court-martialed. Why? Because he's a freaking amazing captain. He commands a crew of over 200. There are over 1,000 people living on the Enterprise D, which is a lot of interests and responsibilities to take on, and he does it amazingly well. And frankly, the guy's a legend in his own time. There's a reason that Riker has turned down multiple promotions, multiple chances at his own ship, a post he wanted by the age of 30, and he is well past 30. And that's because he just loves serving on the Enterprise under Captain Picard. Now, being a captain is about fulfilling your responsibilities to your mission, to your crew, and to the greater good, and Captain Picard hits all three pretty much all the time. I mean, he returns from the Nexus, which is like a perfect dream world without any of the side effects of drugs to save millions of lives. Not only that, he convinces Captain Kirk to come back with him, and we know darn well that Captain Kirk doesn't really do anything he doesn't want to do. He's an original thinker. He's capable of thinking on his feet. He knows sometimes the best way to fight an evil cybernetic race of superorganisms is to turn yourself into a 1930s private detective, obviously. And sometimes you know that you need to bring your android back with some Gilbert and Sullivan. Also some original thinking. All in all, Picard is a great man. He knows when to disobey orders for the greater good, and he lives up to that every day.
Time. All right, you've got 2 minutes, Casey. Starting right now.
Let me tell you the tale of Captain Shakespeare. Of Stardust, mind you. He's the son of Captain Ghostmaker. He's a fearsome pirate that flies a dirigible high in the thunderous clouds and steals thunderbolts, which, as we all know, is the choice weapon of the gods. He's got this fearsome reputation as a bloodthirsty marauder, right? A cold-blooded killer. He's got this band of amazing, loyal crew members, and they just scour the lands looking for anything that they want. And they take it, mind you. Now, what's more impressive is that this whole reputation was built without shedding a single drop of blood. Now, how does he do that? Well, he does it with his smarts. One, he does it with his charm, and also, he's a master swordsman. Holy crap. And guess what? He always gets his crew paid, which, isn't that the main thing a pirate captain is supposed to do? It is. Most importantly, he is the pivotal moment for the main characters of Stardust. When they meet him, he actually explains to them, hey, Tristan, you're in love with this star lady. Hey, star lady, you're in love with this human guy. Get it together, kids. And they're like, oh, you're right. And then that's how they actually make the romance happen and give this fantasy a happy ending. And to me, that makes him the greatest captain at this table.
Christina, you've got 1 minute to rebut all of those outrageous claims. Ready, go.
First of all, Captain Shakespeare only in the very loosest sense flies a dirigible, because he kind of sucks at flying that thing. Like, when he flies it, his entire crew literally says, "Captain at the helm," and runs for cover. Which is not exactly an endorsement. A captain should know his ship inside and out. While he can certainly trust his underlings with the systems in which they specialize, he should probably be able to perform the basic functions of the ship. I will admit that he is a fantastic swordsman and he has an incredible reputation. But the most distressing thing about Captain Shakespeare is that he feels the need to pull the wool over his own crew where that reputation is concerned. He lets his crew believe that he has shed lots of blood and he thinks that's the only way to get their respect. Captain Picard needs no such trickery. He is always honest with his crew. He's more forthright, and basically Captain Shakespeare doesn't trust his crew except to maybe fly the ship, except he sucks at this flying the ship, and he still insists on doing that. What is with this guy?
Casey, what is with this guy? You've got 1 minute starting right now, go.
I'm really glad that you brought up the fact that he flies his own ship, because he does. Maybe he's not the best at it, but he tries. Picard doesn't even try. He has to have other people do it for him. In fact, the one time that he does try to fly a ship, he's looking at the buttons going, "Hey, Data, what does this button do?" And Data's like, that's like the thruster. Do you want me to drive? And he turns and gives him a "F you" look. Come on, man. Get off your high horse. By the way, Shakespeare does not do all these things to pull a wool over his own crew. He knows it makes the crew happy. They love it when he's going on about pillaging and whatnot and throws people out windows. They go, "Ha ha ha." And he wants his crewmen to be happy. Doesn't Picard? No. He's totally alienated from his crew. He's so stiff and emotionless that people just kind of like, "Nah, I'm gonna stay away from that guy." Especially Worf. Poor freaking Worf. I mean, Picard's always on his ideas.
Worf is rather he's a bit of the id in the ego, superego id triangle that was made classic by the Kirk, Spock, McCoy. Worf's ideas aren't terrible, they're just a little bit not well thought out sometimes. Look, I'll admit that he is a little bit aloof from his crew, but he has a crew of over 200. Personal relationships aren't always possible. But, you know, he does have real relationship with his crew. He goes back to save Data when he's been captured by the Borg Queen. He does participate in some of the crew theatrical activities. And he gets Worf to sing the Pirates of Penzance. Like, that is some next level right there.
That's true. He does get him to sing, although Captain Shakespeare probably would have gotten Worf to sing, dance, and dress and drag. Just pointing that out. I'm glad that you brought up Data. Yeah, Data gets caught up in this whole Borg thing, and they're putting flesh on him and whatnot, and you're like, "Oh, Picard, you're so noble for going to save Data." But the film kind of ends with the flipped, right? I mean, Data saves Picard. In fact, Data saves the whole day, and Picard just goes with this wiggling spine of the enemy and goes, "Now it's done." Come on. He never saves the day.
Let him sarcastic clap like that?
Picard had already come up with a plan to save the day. He had put the ship on a self-destruct sequence, and he was just attempting to go back and save Data's life so that he didn't have to die with the rest of the ship.
He begrudgingly put the ship on self-destruct mode. He didn't want to do that. He just wanted to send all of his little peons to die. In Generations, not only does he completely fail and millions of people die, he just conveniently gets stuck in this little nebulous where time doesn't exist, and he finds the greatest Star Trek captain there. Okay. Some might say the greatest Star Trek captain. So he's stuck in this timeless vortex. He has all of eternity to concoct a plan. He has Captain Kirk, and he has the power of hindsight. That's like swallowing the star in Mario. Of course he's gonna freaking win after that.
Well, look, we don't have that much to go on as far as Captain Shakespeare's strategic thinking is concerned. All he manages to strategize one way or the other is a black market negotiation, which I admit he does quite well at. And then he manages to get two kids who are horny for each other to admit that they're horny for each other. Like, that's not exactly some next, you know.
He builds a reputation in this land full of terrible people that he is one of the most terrible without spilling any blood. That is not an easy thing to do.
I'm just mostly concerned that his crew and his ship and his mission, such as it is, being a pirate, is not always his top priority. Look, he's more honest with two strangers who literally dropped from the sky than he is with his own crew. That doesn't seem like the sort of actions of an exemplary captain.
Picard is rarely honest with his crew. In fact, most of the time he only opens his heart in these one-on-one private sessions where literally no one else can see because he wants to keep up this facade that he's some sort of robot genius.
That's it. That's enough. That's enough out of you guys. All right.
I got more. I can
no,
go on.
well, yeah, you had like a whole legal pad full of notes there.
I have a novel.
Well, I don't want to read it. Guys, let us know. There's a comment down below that says, like this comment if you think Captain Shakespeare wins. There's another comment that says, like this comment if Captain Picard wins.
Make it so.
Thumbs up whichever one you think won this debate. Vote it up. Also, go check out this week's other matchup. It's Captain Jack Sparrow against Steve Zissou from The Life Aquatic. However you want to say that is a fair way to say it, I think. Get down there, vote them up, let us know who wins this thing. We'll see you next week on Captain Wars.
Picard's a bald egghead.
Yeah, but he's also Professor Xavier.